If you're like me and you have kids, there's one inevitability. At some point, they're going to want or need a mobile phone. But what plan do you choose? You don't want your child racking up hundreds of dollars on your account, but at the same time, you're going to want them to have enough credit to be able to call you if there's an emergency. So how do you choose? So we're going to look at three things. Plans, do you just want calls or a little bit of data too? When it comes to cost, you want to go prepaid or postpaid. And then there's handsets. I don't know about you, but I'm not letting my 12-year-old loose with an iPhone. So how do you decide what phone plan to get? So the first thing to know is most plans, even the cheap ones, have unlimited calls and texting, which means your child's not going to run out of credit if they need to call you in an emergency. Secondly, data. Is it important? Probably not if your child's in primary school, but might be if they're in high school. Well, we know that they'll tell you that it is anyway. And finally, budget. What are you prepared to spend? Kids want it all the time, so they're going to go all out. But realistically, what can you afford and what will you get? So let's look at pricing. With prepaid, obviously you pay up front, but it's a fixed cost, but generally you get a little bit less value for your data. With postpaid, you get the bill at the end of the month. It usually offers a lot more inclusions and value, but watch out because your bill can blow out if your child goes on a YouTube binge without you knowing. If you have a bit more money to play around with, you can consider a plan that comes with a handset, but be warned, the costs are higher. Generally, buying a handset outright is a much better option because it's going to be much cheaper to replace or repair when, let's face it, disaster happens. The pros and cons of prepaid and postpaid. Prepaid plans are fixed price and you pay up front so you know exactly what you're up for. There are also some low data plans and some pay-as-you-go plans as long as all you want is calls. With postpaid, it's a lot more flexible. You can add on additional services and switch them on and off as you go. You can even, if you're crazy enough to do it, switch on international roaming for your child if you're going overseas. When it comes to cons, prepaid can have variable expiry dates, and watch out in particular for the ones that only last 28 days. Also, some of them are pretty low value. You can't roam internationally at very attractive rates. A lot of the plans have a great offer initially and then revert to a higher rate, and some of them only allow you to access 3G. When it comes to postpaid, of course, if your child runs over their allocated data, you're the one that's going to be paying the bill. And just bear in mind, some plans, the bills go up to $10 per gigabyte. That's pretty big. So what's our advice? Well, the first thing is there's no one-size-fits-all solution, just like there's no one-size-fits-all kid, unfortunately. But what we'd recommend is a prepaid plan and preferably a prepaid low-budget handset or a handset you might have kicking around at home that you used to use. That way, your child learns a little bit about budgeting and being careful with things like data and won't send you broke. So hopefully this has helped you maybe move a little bit closer to making a decision for your child. If you want more information on prices, click on the link below.
Find the duck.